Okay, so this is Necklace of Ben here with a pendulum Yosenju deck build with Andrew in Durham.
Okay, to start off with, you're going to run triple camera 1, your triple camera 2, and your triple camera 3. This is the basic core. If you're not running this, you're not doing it right already. But for the sake of having use, I like to use two jig for an extra 1,000 damage, and for a bit of extra damage if I need to search or just beat over something. And one Misak. Because Misak can be a very annoying play for your opponent to try and out. Because a Wind Catastor is somewhat annoying. A Wind Catastor you can search is even more annoying. And when there's one that can also, if a pendulum summon can pop a card, that's when you've got interesting plays with it. You've got 12 effect monsters there just to start off with. And you got for the pendulum, it's double Shinchuan, double Shinchua, and double Dieback. I like to run two each of these for consistency's sake, and because they each have their own good uses.
Andrew, can I ask you why you decided to play the pendulum build over just that standard anti-meta build?
I like to run the pendulum build because it seems a lot more fun to play. It seems to be more fun to play against, and it's a budget deck.
Okay.
This build is cheaper than the other build, apart from the Dieback, which was secret short print. They were annoying to get. Because the Shinchuel is a nice way of dealing with something like bottomless or just torrential.
Most essentially just play that anyway, to be fair.
Yeah. And because Shinchua, you can't run that without it. You can't run Dieback without him, and Dieback just makes for a very nice play since you can't stall him on Pendulum Summon. Now for spells. So because you're running your triple tanky, that's just essential for a consistent deck with your Yosenjus. Everyone knows this. Everyone's played against this. I also like to run two Yosen training grounds, as it adds extra searching in if you're playing a slow game, and it can also bring cards back from the graveyard, which can make a secret move very very fun to deal with if it just keeps coming back.
Fun is a strong word.
Indeed, it is. And I'm also running two Mystical Space Typhoon because I don't like having to face Klee, and I don't like skill drain or recreate.
Can I ask, was there a reason specifically you picked MST over Twin Twisters?
I picked it because this deck is now over a year old. Back then we didn't have Twin Twister. I haven't bothered to test with Twin Twister as well because I don't like having to discard cards. You'll be able to work that out very easily when you see the trap run.
Well, it's essentially just probably going to play quite a lot of traps.
So now for traps. To start off with, triple secret move. You can run less of this, but I like to run it because you can search it and it's a very fun card to annoy your opponent with. Having to run into a secret move is never fun to deal with your opponent. Here's a very interesting bit though. I only run 2 drowning, but I pair it with 2 quaking. The reason for this is because Drowning Mirror Force is basically a better Mirror Force than Yosen. It ignores the cost altogether. The Quaking, however, is to partially deal with BA, and to partially deal with big OTK plays. It just makes for annoying. Whilst it can brick you a little bit and not be able to bounce the opponent's monsters, it can just give your opponent a very dead board in the process.
It also makes it never really know which one they're going to win, so.
Also run double breakthrough skill, because negate.
Can I ask the logic of breakthrough skill over Fiendish Chain at the minute?
The logic is that I'm not often going to need to keep something chained up, and I can't get rid of my own Fiendish Chain easily without having to bounce it back with a Dieback. If I'm going to use a Dieback, I'd much rather bounce a Tenki for an extra search. Okay. Plus, banishing from the graveyard to debate out infinities always helps. So then, let me do a bit of space. The next few traps. You're also going to have your staples for any Yosen build, especially so you call your generic staples. Your 1 Solemn, 2 lose on turn.
Why is you playing 2 not today?
I tried 3. It tended to clog hands with a pendulum build. If I wasn't playing pendulums, I would of course run 3. But I don't have an easy way to out it. I can't out my own losing turn very easily. That's why I only like to run 2. Because then you got your 1 compulse, torrential, and vanities. If you're questioning anything else, there's something wrong here, especially the vanities.
The one thing I would say is, as you say, you're a budget player, but the compulse there could actually be a strike.
Because I'm a budget player. For me, my logic is, if I get something expensive, I like to sell it for money. I've only ever pulled 1 strike. I sold it quickly for 30 quid. I was happy with 30 quid over the strike. Now then, let's go.
Quid means pound in England, by the way.
Yeah, that, for reference, that's probably confused a fair few people already. Time for the extra deck. So because you're in your 1 Castel, essential rank 4 in any deck.
It's probably the best rank 4 in that.
Also, we've got 2 Lightning Chidori.
Standard again.
Any Yosenju build likes to run at least 1 of them. I like to run 2. Your Dark Rebellion. Get rid of something big. Your Dweller. Nobody likes BA. Very few people like BA to face against. 1 Roach.
Roach is good.
It's a nice pendulum dex.
It's quite a normal staple card.
A Direwolf. It's a Beast Warrior deck. If you're someone who's got the Sujuk on board you don't want to use anymore, you can use Direwolf and you can use the Sujuk use the Sujuk for it and pop another card on your opponent's field, which is always helpful. Next up, I've got Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon.
That's really just that.
Yeah. 1 Ragnar 0.
Yeah.
I can use it for this, even if it's popping my own monster for something.
It can also pop Dante, and just like if he's going to OTK you.
I've got Double Cowboy, a rank 4 deck that swarms. That's very nice cheap burn. I've got 1 Deltaros, because a diabetic that can't be summoned, or bottomless. That's quite annoying to deal with. Plus, of course, Deltaros pop effect. Got 1 King Gorgon. I don't like having to see a Baylor. Baylor hurts. I'll bail something else, thank you. Your Tiger King, it's just providing a deck. And a Crazy Box. The Crazy Box is the interesting play. It was I need an answer to Klee in the extra deck. Because nothing else in the extra deck touches Klee.
But the problem with Klee is just lose one turn you.
This is often for skill drain. Because lose one turn doesn't affect the Yosen that much. Crazy Box against skill drain is a 3k beat stick. And if I get rid of it, then it becomes something crazy, literally. Plus, I wanted to have some RNG in the deck. Crazy Box suits up job perfectly, even if it's going to kill itself half the time.
If you have played a Crazy Box, by the way, it doesn't kill itself half the time. There's only 2 rolls you can get on a Crazy Box, and so 1 and a 6. That's all I personally ever rolled, because as few of you might know, I used to play Talonites back in 2015, just as Necklace were coming out.
For those who don't know what the full effect is, detach one material to roll a dice. Apply effect based on the result. 1 is to half your life points, 2 to draw a card, 3 is your opponent discards a card, 4 is to negate the effects of 1 piece of monster in the field until the end of this turn, so breaking skill, 5 is to destroy 1 card in the field. I do believe that does read on target as well, and 6 is the suicide. The odds are it's always going to do 1 then 6. It's those 1 odd chance of when you get the 2 effect to draw is useful. And now finally,
the side deck.
This is going to be where I may confuse people instantly. 1 Santa Claus for a monster.
Yeah, it's basically it was before the Kaijus came out.
It was a budget kaiju. It was before kaijus, and I find it funny to use because Santa's giving you a gift. He's getting rid of your gift as well. 1 Pot of Riches. I've had games. I've done games where I've had AZs using either the diabetics had gone in the graveyard some way, or the pendulum's gone in the grave some way. It's fun to be able to get rid of them, and if they brick in the extra because of too much backrow hate, that just helps out. 1 Shared Ride. I've had that since Necros was a thing. It's never been bad to have. Because you've got the double system down. That was originally for a desktop deck at my locals in Yorkshire. However, I did later work out. Cosmo don't like system down.
No, they don't. And then they went up a lot.
Because in the late, if you manage to get into the late game with Cosmo, banishing all ships can be quite useful. Then I side a third MSD. It's if I'm actually facing if I'm facing Clee and I'm not able to get rid of it back row easily enough, I'll side that in if I need to. Then double Master Restrict. Monarchs. This was built before the ban list, when Monarchs was still a thing.
And as you say, you don't like Clee, it hurts them as well.
Indeed. 1 time space and 1 trap hole nightmare. Time space goes pendulum hate, including Clee, and trap hole nightmare is just useful.
Why don't you play I know Floodgate Trap Hole isn't that, but would you swap them there for Floodgate Trap Hole?
Probably not. The nightmare just helps a lot with turning out one thing on the board quickly. And time space, of course, just get rid of everything back in the deck. You lose life points, but they're losing the field. Now, for the remaining traps, of course, you got 1 Solar Drain. It annoys the BA massively. 1 Imperial Wall.
It's actually puts a lot of work in that card. I don't think it doesn't hurt many decks.
It annoys certain decks.
I think it has most decks.
So because we get annoyed because they can't take out of it. Fluffballs don't like it because you break Frightfire Fusion. They don't like that often. It also breaks Phantom Knights, and I do believe Ritual Beasts do die to it.
Monarchs don't like it either.
Mm-hmm.
They can't banish the pantheisms.
Yeah, so there's a bit of consistency. 1 Mystic from the Gnomes. It annoys other rank 4 spam decks. And it only lasts for a turn, so you do your opponent's turn, they can't exceed summon, or they get annoyed because it's hard to synchro summon. During your turn, all your stuff is back to level 4, 6 till 10. It helps to annoy people. Plus, banish it again in the graveyard to do the same effect. Final 2 cards. 1 Cursed Seal. I've had good experiences with the card, negating either Shadow Fusion, the Prediction Princess card, or just other annoying spells. So in turn, bricking 3 cards for them. So Pantheism, they bricked Pantheism.
3? 1.
Of course, this is I've got brain still in the old formats because I'm still Vanish is still in effect. Domain is also a good way of dealing with Domain, and your Mind Crush. Search is still a thing. Mind Crush is still useful. I like it still.
That was a Yosenju deck profile, and this is Necklace of Ben.